How's it going? This is Blade Banter, working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. And thank you for WE Knife to provide this knife here. This is a WE Solid. So we're going to look at this one here. So this is what it's going to look like in your pocket. But for the actual weight of it going in and out, so that's going to be about 3 pounds going in and about a pound out. So I would prefer that to be a little bit higher, so probably about a 2 pound retention. So that's basically much at the maximum weight. How would you say that I get that type of information? So basically I use Lyman pull gauge, and then I have my little handy dandy little thing that I created on it. So to actually have it out of the pocket, so just have it push on the clip. So 1 pound, 9 ounces. So it's getting higher to that. So it actually might be pretty close to it. And now that I double check it, so it might be pretty accurate to what I'm looking for a pocket clip. But this is the WE Solid, and it is a integral. So integral knife. This is going to be a very cool knife. Gustavo Cecchini is the designer. So he has some other ones with like ZT. And I'm not too sure who else he collaborated with, but this is the WE Knife version. And for a integral knife, this is very inexpensive. Also for the flipper tab, I like to have about 3 pounds. I think this one is going to be about the right area. And if you didn't know, this is going to be that little flipper tab that was also coined by Gustavo. So this is going to be a little cool thing that when it opens up, it just gives you that clean look. Yeah, so about 3. So about 3 pounds. So very good on that. So that's just what I'm looking for. And this is a hard one to move along because I really like it. I mean, it's a little heavy. It's less than a new iPhone. I got 5.8 ounces for it. But it's just for the amount of material that they had to go through to do this as far as an integral. It is actually, I think it's a great price. So let's get this off of there. So that's the knife here. Move that penny out of the way. So this is going to be the integral knife on it. So for the price point, and this was actually the knife collaboration of the year for Georgia last year, so for 2023. So you see on their website, that's the award they won. And then Tactile Knife Co. Again, great job on the award. So they did this one. They're kind of the go-to for the awards for Blade Show now, and I think they're doing an excellent job. But that's going to be that knife. So $425 is what it's here. I think there's some that are on sale. This is just Blade HQ, just for some reference points, but it is available at other retailers. Even that one here is worth $349. So for an integral knife, that's going to be pretty impressive. For it. And then so they got 5.4, I got 5.8, and I think the site was 5.9, so vary a little bit in the weight that you get for it. And this is going to be in 20 CV. The blade steel, normally WE hides it a lot for the blade steel, but I wasn't able to find it. But there are 2 things that I found that are probably not ideal for it. Maybe it's 1. Maybe it was 1. But I really like, even for this little design element here, so this groove. So a lot of times when you do left-hand deployment, you don't have the clip to kind of grab onto. This actually, for me, adds a lot to that. So when you're actually deploying it left-handed, then you have kind of a little grip area to hold on to, because sometimes you don't. So that's where it really helps out. So this is something that's pretty cool for the setup, but also even how they did the stop pin insert on this one. So a lot of times you're not going to be able to see it too well if you're not zooming into it like this, but I mean, check this out as far as this insert. So this is zoomed in pretty far, but that's where you're going to get that stop pin in there for that insert. So a lot of machining went into it to get that to function and to be an integral knife with all the little internals into it to be able to function how it should. So that's just a really nice way to get that done. All the corners are rounded off well for the knife, but it's just a really solid WE Solid. So it's a really solid knife. Let's get this situated here. So we solid. One that I've had for a long time is the Bullet. So that's one thing that I brought out just to kind of have a comparison on it. A lot of people might not have this one, but this is quite a while ago that I picked that one up for sizing. This is going to be the new Aries from Orion Knives. And then just for kind of the other ones, I mean, the Bug Out is going to be one that probably most people that are watching this, you have one of those. So the Bug Out is going to be here. So you get a much more substantial knife with this one. A little bit over $400 or $370 or $350 for if it's on sale, but $400 integral 20 CV. I think it's a standout price. If you do not have one and you actually like this look, I think it's going to be a fantastic buy for it. But it does do very well. Just that sound too, so let's try and get that up here. Oh, I almost forgot. I like it so much I almost forgot to say what I don't like. So one of the things that I did find, or two of the things, I just remember the other one. So there is a point in the blade that makes contact with the handle. So you do get a little bit of a wear mark. So if you see right here, right by the logo, right there. So that's actually, now when you look inside the handle, there is a point of contact where it kind of rubs that inner handle. So that's where you're probably going to get a little bit more wear, at least on this variant. You're going to get a little bit of wear on that section. Might not be for all of them, but at least for this one, it did have that. And then the other one that I just remembered is there's a point in the blade where it has a little bit more like play to it. So when if you move it really slowly, it kind of has a different movement. And then up and down as far as checking the tolerance for the pivot when you do it this way, you feel it a little bit here, and then it gets tightened up as it gets to the open position. And that's what I kind of found even with this old Bullet. So in this position, there's a little bit more movement, and then once it gets to the open position, it's got a little bit there. So this one has probably a little bit less tolerance than the other one, but I still like it. This little pocket clip with the roller on it, I thought was a cool idea, and then that's from other designers as well, but this is one that I really like. So that's in my own collection. But if you like it, check it out. What is your thought on this knife? I think it's a fantastic buy. I think you should pick it up if you like it. It's for having an integral. You probably know what integral is, but then I mean that's going to be where they take one block of titanium in this instance and then just machine it down. It's not broken up into scales. It doesn't have different parts to it. So it's all going to be just one piece of material, other than that insert to get the stop pin in, and then that pocket clip. But it's pretty fantastic, and it makes sense as far as why they won the award for this. So I've been enjoying it for the time that I've had it, and I might get one myself. But thanks again to We Knife, and check it out. Let me know your thoughts on this information, and thanks for stopping by.